Hello, YouTube, and hello, world. My name is Zane, aka The Gambit, and welcome to Zane's Zone Unlimited and my AI Safety Zone series. My goal with this channel is to both learn about and inform the public on the risks of tech, AI technologies, and social media. Society is not being made aware enough about the risks and downsides of technology. We are either uninformed about it or numb to the effects of it at this point. We have largely accepted these companies stealing our personal data, for example, because of the convenience these services provide. And as social media stays as prevalent as ever, and AI development is accelerating as quickly as possible, it becomes more and more difficult to keep pace with the changes and pay attention to what big tech is actually trying to accomplish with these products we use in our jobs, our personal lives, and in our family homes. You, like myself, may be a person who isn't particularly interested in or overly familiar with tech, but is trying to make sense of this rapidly changing world that is impacting our government, our economy, the work we do, and the ways we and our families engage with technology. As much as social media has given us, it's clearly been a double-edged sword. I think the vast majority of us can agree that while the age of social media has given us so much access and convenience, it's also created fractures in our social and political reality, distorted our perception of our world, incentivized and gamified our attention, and exacerbated the deterioration of our mental health. AI technologies have appeared under a similar model from big tech and have taken the world by storm in the past few years, and it largely delivers on many of its promises. Chatbots such as ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude can communicate with users not only through text, but also through vocal exchanges nearly indistinguishable from a real person. It's trained on massive amounts of knowledge based off vast datasets across the internet and other text-based sources. It can be a great research and learning tool. It can allow you to express yourself without judgment, give advice, and create images and video on demand. But we have also seen this technology constantly anthropomorphized, blurring the lines between human and machine, leading people to psychosis, suicide, substituting our human relationships, the mass theft of our intellectual property, theft of personal data, and it threatens the value and recognition of the arts, our jobs, livelihoods, and, according to some, potentially our lives. This technology takes steps many orders of magnitude further than social media, and according to these companies, this is just the beginning. I'm going to be asking many questions here on this channel. Here are some for you to consider now. First and foremost, why? Why are we doing this, and who is this for? Do we even like this technology, and is it serving us well? What are the risks, and are they worth the benefits? And is this technology inevitable or the result of the developer's choices? I am deeply concerned about the implications of this technology, as I believe we all should be, both in the immediate term and what we're experiencing now, as well as the more sci-fi claims these CEOs and companies are aiming to make a reality. But there is a gap here, and I don't hear this spoken about enough from the perspective of the average person. Many people have grievances that are going unheard, and for others, these issues aren't even on their radar. These conversations exist in mostly niche, elite, or academic circles. It's often tone deaf and biased technologists, so-called futurists, academics, venture capitalists, CEOs, and Silicon Valley ideologues wrapped in their own bubbles, completely removed from the concerns of the average person. Full disclosure, if I haven't made it obvious, I'm a bit cynical about the tech and the developments here. But to be clear, I'm not anti-technology or even anti-AI necessarily. I use the tech myself for things like research and creating graphics for my channel. Despite its problems, its utility is obvious. But that's also a huge part of the problem. AI has already made many advances in medicine and biology and stands to provide the world great progress if wielded appropriately. But with this tech comes power and capability, which is already proven dangerous in various ways, including the use of it in warfare. What bothers me the most about this particular issue of AI is the admission that despite its widespread deployment and the obsession to label and put it in everything, they don't fully understand how it works due to the complexity of the neural networks these technologies use. And apparently, no other software is created in a way that its internal architecture cannot be fully understood. I find it completely unacceptable to release product companies claim is a revolutionary technology as or more transformative than fire or electricity, and then give it to the world without understanding how it works. But I'm not trying to condemn anyone using the tech. It's almost impossible not to, as it's continually added more and more into our devices. And I've decided to at least somewhat leverage it myself, despite having conflicting feelings about it even now. How that may affect me in the long term. But I'll be attempting to sort out those feelings in this endeavor. Is that hypocrisy? I don't know yet. Though AI is here and I believe it's here to stay, the paths forward are not foregone. Our data, knowledge, and IP that's being scraped and stolen to train these models, I believe we can use it to leverage it to everyone's benefit. And I have no problem doing so if it helps forge a better path forward. We still have agency and need to demand better from these companies so we can avoid repeating the mistakes in this social media era. When I realized it was directly embedded into the Google engine, I felt like I was being coerced into using this thing and that I couldn't really get away with it. And so I decided to try it out. And I have to admit, it does have its utility. I actually asked Gemini to give me examples of the risks and rewards of power and capability. One of the stories that I found the most compelling is one that you may know. The story of Prometheus, a titan from Greek myth who stole fire from the gods of Olympus. Fire is a great source of power which gives us some of our most fundamental ingenuity and technology as humans. It provides us warmth, shelter, the ability to cook and create tools and other technologies. It is one of the most versatile and general tools we have as humans to progress as a species. But as we know, it's very easily destructive and spreads quickly, creates toxic smoke, destroys habitats, and can build dangerous weapons if we choose to do so, and so on. While we should be grateful to Prometheus, he was punished for defying the gods, and the gift we received comes with hefty prices and trade-offs. It's taken us millennia to both learn how to wield and protect against fire. As additional punishment for Prometheus's deeds, Pandora was created as a punishment to humanity itself, and the ills of the world were eventually released, bringing chaos to humankind, but leaving us with hope. And I hope we have the foresight to develop the necessary guardrails to keep people safe in the face of potential chaos. Tech companies like Prometheus may be well-intentioned, but are taking a big gamble, and while humanity may see some gains, we may also incur great cost. My point here is this. Intelligence confers power. Power creates capability, and capability brings gains, but also risk. These are fundamental elements to powerful technology. Intelligence does not necessarily equal wisdom. They are not the same thing. Do we have the necessary time, patience, and wisdom to wield and control artificial intelligence? And what role does it leave us to play? Automation has now moved from mass replacement of physical labor to the goal of mass replacement of cognitive labor and its relevant economic value. Most consequential automation before AI and robotics has replaced physical labor, pushing humanity further into spaces of expanding cognitive labor, desk jobs, software, customer service, writing and other art forms, etc. Massive companies are now racing to build capability and power with the express goal of replacing you with ever more versatile generalized technologies as adept as human beings out of the perverse incentives that plague the tech industry. Whether or not this is achievable is a matter of debate, but this isn't even just my opinion. The companies and CEOs will tell you themselves in their race to AGI. Many people often dismiss these issues by measuring the current capabilities of large language models like ChatGPT or Claude. The problem with that is that that isn't what they want to build. The goal is something else entirely. Why this is happening is what I plan to explore here on Zane Zone Unlimited. Come join me on this journey to safety and a better path for humanity. But I don't want to tell you what to think, but provide a place for exposure and discourse so you can come to your own conclusions, like I'm trying to do. If you're with me, we can tackle the next topic together. Let's zone it. Hey y'all, it's your boy Zane the Gambit. Thank you so much for tuning into Zane Zone Unlimited and joining me for this video and embarking on this journey into AI and AI safety and making sense of what it all means. I would really appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be afraid to be critical. Don't be afraid to leave me your opinions. I need the constructive criticism. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time.